In this video, we're going to talk about the Devil's Game. Jason Wynn's trap, Mark Rosen's gamble. Yeah, he takes a gamble all in the name to save the Scorch because we don't know what the Scorch's fate is. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of The Scorched, issue number 30, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. So previously in The Scorched team had been captured by Jason Wynn, leaving the rescue to Mark Rosen. So we go back like a blast from the past, literally a month earlier. Mark Rosen told Jessica it was a waste of time. I'm She-Spawn, not Jessica. Operatives only use code names while on assignment, says She-Spawn to Mark Rosen. So it was an operative, they were on a mission, and She-Spawn was obviously the operative, and Mark was kind of like the one in training. They were training him to be an operative one day. But Mark is like, yo man, I'm good with tech, I'm good with computers, I'm good as a journalist, I know how to dig things up. Other than that, I'm just plain old Mark Rosen. But my other side, Medieval Spawn, now he was an operative. Somehow, I ended up bonded to him, where I could channel his persona. When I do, I go away to where? I don't know. That was before the power shift in Hell. That was referencing Spawn issue 350 when Nick took the throne of Hell and the dead zone shut down and no one has their powers no more. At least no one from their powers that derive from heaven or hell, they ain't got no more powers. So since everyone lost their powers, so did Mark Rosen loses the ability to shapeshift into Medieval Spawn. So Jessica decided that she'd teach Mark Rosen some survival skills while on a mission, because she says she might need them someday, because none of us might ever get our powers back. That's why he needed to learn how to survive. And with this guy coming in with the bat, he just blindly shoots him off. That's why he was brought here today, to the boat dockers, so they could take down some gun smugglers and human traffickers, and that they do. You just gotta take that in. It's a pretty good sight to see. So they needed stopping and Mark Rosen needed training. It's a win-win situation. So She-Spawn's like, you're getting better, Mark. There's definite improvement. So Mark Rosen found once they released the prisoners, they weren't alone. Redeemer and Hunt had been following them all along. So Mark is like, wait a minute, so you guys were following us just in case I messed something up? Yeah, something like that, says Hunt. And She-Spawn tells him you need to be able to step up if the rest of us somehow can't. And Mark is like, yeah, right. I nodded as if, like, how could that ever happen? Until it did, until they got captured by Jason Wynn. The Scorched had launched surgical strikes against Jason Wynn's covert operations and the agency, but they decided to strike back. Haven't heard from his teammates since, he decided he needed to infiltrate the agency headquarters. So he made fake credentials, hacked from the security guards that he got through the door earlier from the previous issues when Jessica Priest and the Scorched team got all that information that Mark needed. So he puts his hand on the scanner, and a trove of agency info the Scorched stole from their server warehouse got him to the next level. Though he has to say, this is not easy. He's sweating, he can feel his heart about to explode through his chest, and that's before he found himself in the same room as the agency director, Jason Wynn. Yeah, you know you gotta be pooping bricks right now. But he noticed the person Jason Wynn was talking to, he've never seen her before. And she, Director Lynn, gives him the briefing. Yet, somehow, he recognized her. There was something about her, which is referencing that she was the Viscerated, because Viscerated and Medieval Spawn, they got beef and they got history. And the weirder thing is, she saw him too. And somehow, she recognizes him as well. So she tells Jason Wynn excuse herself. There's something that she needs to take care of. And that she does. So Mark has to run faster than a brother playing NFL running back, and he bumps into somebody, trucks him. So Director Lynn is like, overkill, security, report to the 3rd level laboratory for interception of intruder. Keep him alive and bring him to me for questioning. And Jason was like, is there a problem? The mysterious final member of the Scorch, their techie, he's here inside the building, she tells Jason Wynn. And she continues to tell Jason Wynn security will protect our captives until he's caught. We're sweeping the grounds in case he's not alone. Overkill Squad are locking down the section. We'll have him soon. And we see Redeemer, we see Haunt, and we also see that other mysterious looking female Haunt up in the chambers. And Mark was like, crap, man. So while their enhanced security teams concentrate on guarding the Scorch, the rest of the security was spreading thin. So they focused on guarding the Scorch, thinking that Mark was the only brother in town and they could handle him easily. Fortunately, reaching the Scorch was never his true objective. Mark got drip and got brains like that. He had another rescue in mind, and that is Senor Overkill. But he's trapped, and he's like, damn, hang in there, big guy. He needed to disable his constraints without triggering any alarms or turning off his mech suit. He was once known as Nicholas Roca, a deadly cybernetic assassin, better known as Overkill. And Overkill's like, yo, man, please just end me, man. I can't stand no more of this torture. And Mark realized he used to be ours. He used to be helping the spawns. Now they reduced him to a shackled organic brain used for some living supercomputer. And Mark is like, nah bro, I got something better for you. His brainwaves used to control soldiers equipped with cyber technology. It was time for a bit of a brain surgery. So instead of Jason Wynn's plan of using overkill to control the soldiers, well, Mark is gonna do that thing. So this other guy comes to director Lynn like, yo, there's an incident in a third level holding laboratory. Find him, Agent Hero, and bring the intruder to me now. I'm not talking about the intruder. It's the overkill soldiers. What about them? They've gone haywire. Well, Mark was right, because the biocomputer housing the overkill, the one manipulating his brain patterns to control the soldiers, he reprogrammed it. They lost control of their soldiers. The agency don't control them no more. Mark does. Overkill was now controlling his counterparts. But that wasn't the worst part of it, at least not for them. Because while they worried about fortifying the entrance to their lab, 2 of the imprisoned Scorched members broke free, Redeemer and Hunt. And given that their tech armor wasn't responding as it should, the overkill soldiers were taken out before they ever knew what hit them. And Hunt's like, we need to leave from her fast. There has to be more coming. Well, what about her, says Redeemer. We don't have time to mess around with that. I ain't trying to mess around to find out. Do we leave her? It's your call, says Redeemer. What were they doing? Were they making a female version of me? Are they cloning us? Hunt is haunted by it, pun intended, I guess you could say. And this female Hunt's like, nah, she lurches and with savageness like a wild beast. But the mystery of this Hunt will have to be told another day. So Director Lynn goes to see Jason Wynn, and Jason Wynn's like, you said you can handle this, Miss Lynn, but you didn't. Now 2 of our prisoners have escaped, and we lost overkill as well. Not to mention the abject failure of our overkill program too. You failed me, Miss Lynn, on every level, and I'm not a man who tolerates anyone incapable of doing their freaking jobs, alright? The only upside here is Jessica Priest. She got transferred offsite before today's fiasco. So prepare my jet, I like to pay Agent Priest a visit. When she wakes up from her surgery, I want to be there. To see the look on her face when I tell her what I've got planned and how I'm going to clean up today's mess. Now, get out of my sight. And who knows what's going to happen. So this is the devil's game right here, and this is Wynn's trap. Even though Mark Rosen rescued some of the Scorched, we don't know what's up with female Hunt, and we don't know what's in plan exactly for Jessica Priest. So Rosen took a gamble, but we yet to know the leader of the Scorch's fate, and that is the end of the Scorched issue number 30. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. Lastly, this video is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy a boy a cup of coffee, link in description, or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to Rated Comics YouTube channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.